Hey everyone, this is Tim from TopHatAndEars, and how would y'all like to know what are my favorite Disney World rides and attractions? Alright, over the next few weeks, I will be going over my favorite rides and some attractions over at various Disney theme parks. These will be in no particular order whatsoever. So, we're just going to shout them out, let you know which ones they are. They're not going to be ranked. They'll just be in order of the ones I come up as I think of them. Now, let's start with the first area, and that will be EPCOT. Now, one of my favorite rides in EPCOT has got to be Test Track. Now, going on that little simulation, trying to figure out the heat for the car, the coldness, trying to see how the suspension works, and going to the outside of it where you go 64.9 miles per hour, almost 65 miles an hour. Outside makes it worth going. You know, a car with no top down, you feel the wind. Well, the top is down, obviously. You feel the wind. You feel the motion of the car. It's an intense ride. At the end part, that I highly recommend. And the fact that you get to make your own car and get to see exactly how you rank against everybody else. And if you're not sure how to rank it perfectly, at the end of the ride, you can actually go to a little simulation where you can make your own ride, you know, your own car, and see exactly how it ranks as well. And then if you remember how you made that one or scan it on your Magic Band, you can use it the next time you actually ride on the ride and see how that car ranks against everybody else. Highest I've ever gotten, if I remember correctly, was like a 218. But I have seen a 235 one time up there. So I was number one for a little bit. And I'll post that one up here so you can see that. So on to the next ride. Another ride that's one of my favorites. Let's keep in Future World. Let's go to Spaceship Earth. How can you not like it? It is the most iconic ride of Epcot. It's, you know, some people forget that's called Spaceship Earth and they call it the golf ball. I used to as a kid. It's a ride where you progress through different times of technology, see how technology has changed. And in the ride, you can actually do a little video where they take pictures of you and you see how your future will be beyond where the ride ends. It's a pretty good one. You can email that video to yourself at the end of the ride as well. You'll see different things like the Mesopotamia time, you know, hieroglyphic times. You'll see the printing press, and as technology increases to how it is today. So, would I recommend riding that? Yes, I would. The ride that I like also in the Future World, yeah, it's in the Future World, is Soarin'. Now, even though I've only rode this once, because every time I try to, it's either closed for refurbishment or it's, well, booked and I can't get into it. It's a great ride where you go into the air, your feet are dangling. It's a simulation where you're going over the one we saw, California World and everything. And for those that can smell, I can't. I was told that you can smell the popcorn and the atmospheres and the airs. I like how it moves around, the motion goes around. And it makes you feel like you're actually flying through all the different areas that they show you. On to the next one that I like. Living with the Land. Yes, this ride is a very, easy to get on ride, not that long of a wait. So a fast pass really isn't needed, honestly. And it's in the same area of the land where Soarin' is. In there, you can actually go see all the different areas that house where Disney do all their food for the Disney World area. They got your seafood and your fish. They got your plants, your vegetables. And there's actually a backstage tour that you can do where you can try some of the food straight there. And it's the cheapest tour of all of Disney. So if you want to see a backstage tour or something, you ain't got much money, it's a good one to try. And there's also a couple hidden Mickeys. Now, I know there's a lot I could say about it, but instead of talking about it, I'd rather show you about it. So click the link up here and see the video we did on Living the Land. Also, in the old kind of Future World area, if you want to call it, because it's kind of in the middle, One of my favorites is, well, be honest with you, I know I just said it, I'm not ranking my favorites, but this is my #1 favorite ride of all time inside Epcot, and that's Journey to Imagination with Figment. Figment is one of my favorite Epcot characters of all time. Thinking of the ride, I cannot get the theme songs out of my head. Imagination, imagination. Got a point of view right of that where we took it. I'll post that as well so you can see it. Ever wonder what your senses do? It'll let you know. You know, how does your imagination work? This ride will tell you. It's a look into your imagination that you never thought you had, so was it worth riding? At least once. Maybe you'll like as much as I did. Would I fast pass it? Never. Because it's a standby kind of ride, and within a half an hour or less, sometimes even 5 minutes, you're in that ride with no problem. So, let's head over to World Showcase right now. You can't forget my favorite ride of World Showcase, Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the Three Caballeros. And for those who don't know, the Three Caballeros are Donald Duck, Jose Caracas, if I remember correctly, his last name, and Panchito. It's a little ride where Jose and Panchito are trying to search for Donald while Donald's going through a bunch of different areas of the Mexican heritage world. So you get a little thing about the heritage of Mexico, and while they try to find Donald. I'll also post another link right here, if I have enough spaces, where you can see our ride on the Grand Fiesta Tour starring Donald and his friends, Jose and Panchito, collectively known as the Three Caballeros. Illuminations is okay, but it's not my favorite. I actually do honestly prefer Fantasmic, but it's not that bad, so go ahead and do what you can with that one as well. Stage shows and stuff, not really much good. I mean, be honest with you, if you want a good nap, go to the American Heritage. It's about 45 minutes or so, and you get a good rest, just like you get a good rest in the Ellen's Adventure, which I heard is now gone right now. So, guess that's about it for my favorite rides. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this has been Tim from TopHatAndEars, and I am hoping that you are having a magical day. Bye!